Welcome to Mars Weather. Today we'll check in with the surface rovers before heading into the three-sol forecast. Perseverance at Jezero Crater. On Sol 1927 of the mission, it drove 6.8 meters, bringing its total odometer to 43.66 kilometers. That was 3 days ago, so it has most likely not moved since. Today's weather model for Jezero Crater shows a high temperature of -30 degrees and a low of -73 degrees, with winds at 70 kilometers per hour and a pressure of 7.8 millibars. The dust optical depth is 0.74, indicating moderate airborne dust. Perseverance captured a new image from Jezero Crater using the Sherlock camera on Sol 1930 of the mission. These are recent raw images from the surface of Mars. Curiosity at Gale Crater. On Sol 4963 of the mission, it drove 26.1 meters, bringing its total odometer to 37.9 kilometers. That was 3 days ago, so it has most likely not moved since. Today's weather model for Gale Crater shows a high temperature of -30 degrees and a low of -70 degrees, with winds at 50 kilometers per hour and a pressure of 9.1 millibars. The dust optical depth is 0.76, indicating moderate airborne dust. Ju Rome at Utopia Planitia. Its last confirmed location was Utopia Planitia, with a total traverse of 1.92 kilometers by Sol 347 of the mission. There was no drive to report, and no later movement has been confirmed. Today's weather model for Utopia Planitia shows a high temperature of -49 degrees and a low of -77 degrees, with winds at 68 kilometers per hour and a pressure of 9.1 millibars. The dust optical depth is 0.93, indicating heavy airborne dust. In sight at Elysium Planitia. This is a stationary lander, so it never drove and has no odometer. Today's weather model for Elysium Planitia shows a high temperature of -28 degrees and a low of -73 degrees, with winds at 40 kilometers per hour and a pressure of 7.9 millibars. The dust optical depth is 0.84, indicating heavy airborne dust. Sol 605 daytime, high reaches -32 degrees. Hellas Planitia location sees a dust tau peak of 1.22, with dusty haze dominating the sky. Viking 1 location experiences peak winds of 92 kilometers per hour. Overnight low drops to -75 degrees. Looking ahead, daytime highs dip slightly while overnight lows remain steady. Dust haze continues to dominate, though optical depth gradually declines. Winds intensify across the sols. The first Phobos crossing across the apparent disk of Mars lasts 54 minutes. In Los Angeles, the crossing runs from 9:43 in the morning to 10:37 in the morning, and in New York from 12:43 in the afternoon to 1:37 in the afternoon, with Mars above the horizon in both cities. In London, Mars is below the horizon at that time. Phobos begins its next crossing of the apparent disk of Mars, lasting 54 minutes. In London, Mars is above the horizon during this alignment, with the event occurring from 1:23 in the morning to 2:17 in the morning. However, in both Los Angeles and New York, Mars lies below the horizon at this time. Phobos completes its trio of crossings with its third passage across the apparent disk of Mars, lasting 54 minutes. In New York, this alignment happens while Mars is above the horizon, from 4:02 in the morning to 4:56 in the morning. Similarly, in London, the event occurs during the window from 9:02 in the morning to 9:56 in the morning. In Los Angeles, however, Mars remains below the horizon at this time. Mars is currently in the constellation Taurus. For observers in New York, Mars rises at 2:22 in the morning and sets at 5:23 in the afternoon. That wraps today's Mars Weather Bulletin. Thanks for tuning in, and remember to keep your eyes on the skies. We'll see you again on the next Soul.